Today I'm doing a little ornamental blacksmithing. Something a little bit different than typical. First thing I got to do is take the head off of here because I need this bar of steel. And let's be real honest here, swinging this hammer is going to do nothing but hurt your hands with it being made entirely out of steel. Be a little loud. Of course. It's going to be a little loud for a moment. Bear with me. I got to chop this down real quick. Just cut these welds and it'll fall right off. Let's go ahead and put the hammer end up here though. A little easier to control that way. Alright, I think I've got it cut enough to break it free out of there at the anvil. I don't need this sledgehammer head on here. And I'm saving the sledgehammer head for another project that I think will be interesting. Alright, set this up. All right, there we go. How's it going? And now we got our piece of steel. I apologize in advance, there's going to be a lot of wind. Thank you for the like. I need those arm hairs anyway. That's a pleasant smell. So, the project I'm working on is going to involve a lot of drawing out, flattening, squaring, some twisting. All of these are various skills you'll need for any kind of project for blacksmithing, but this one's going to be pretty interesting because we're also going to do some splitting and turning, will become more evident later on. If you guys are end up enjoying this video, want to see some more, just go look through my lives. I've got a bunch of blacksmithing videos. I try and have a good time. I'm not gonna bullshit with you or fake who I am. I'm just gonna enjoy myself, have a good time out here in the forge, bring you guys along for the ride. If that's something that interests you, go check out some of my other stuff. You'll probably find something in there you like. A friend of mine once described it as showing up for the blacksmithing but staying for the comedy hour, so that'll start shortly. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But if you don't, there's an exit button, so that's why you never make tongs out of high carbon steel. Right there, that bit right there got sheared off. It happens. Now I have to either repair those or make a new set. Start squirting this out now. Alright. I need to flatten this end out and draw it out a good little ways. At least long enough to get two ends split down the middle, two ends about that long for what I'm wanting to do with this project. There should be plenty of meat there for me to finish this out. That hammer's finished. time to get some more handle making material. My favorite hammer is gone. Alright. Hopefully that's not in y'all's way. I don't know if this popped up in the middle of your way or not. I tried setting this pole up so you guys can tell me what you want to see. Make sure you guys are commenting. I can't really make this interesting for you if you guys aren't interacting. I know that sounds shitty, but that's the way live works. If you want this to be an interesting video for you, make it interesting for me. Interact with the poll, drop a comment, let me know what you guys want. And, dude, I'm not even going to try to say your name because I know I'll butcher it, but hello. Got that thinned out a good bit. Hopefully I didn't drop that pole just right in the middle of your guys' viewing screen. I'm really sorry if I did. I'm still learning this whole YouTube live business. Alright, there's 24 of y'all watching. Let's see some likes, let's see some comments. So far we got one yes for doing a knife while working on another project as well. To the person who voted, can you please drop a comment? Is that pole like right in the middle of the view screen? Because it's showing up in the middle of mine, and I don't know what it looks like for y'all. Sorry about that, guys. My wife was coming out to talk to me and she didn't let me on camera. So, like I said, whoever dropped the vote, please in the comments let me know if the poll is right there in the middle of your guys' screen, or if it's in the comment box. Let me know, please. Show you how much I pinned that down. Got that about cut in half as far as thickness goes. Now I need to start work on getting it wider. The goal being, I have 1 no and 2 yes. Okay, guys, please, someone, please, leave me a comment. Let me know if the poll is showing up in the middle of the screen, if I need to move it. I see 3/4 here, so we got 75 yes, 25 no. I'm going to end this poll here very shortly, but I need to know if it's in the way of your chat screen or not. Or not the chat screen, but the video itself. Because for me, it's showing up like right there. And it's annoying the shit out of me. So if I'm going to make a knife, which I'm probably going to end up making a knife, let's be real, it's me here. I need to know, what do you want to see made? So comments, what do you want to see made? Bowie knife, a sax, a drop point hunter, what do you want to see made? Oh well, shit. Now we're at 60-40. Yes, still winning. to go ahead and close it. So let me see if I can just close this. I don't know why it did that shit. Alright, so we're at 60-40. We're going to go ahead and end the poll. Yes is 1. Leave me a comment, guys. What do you want to see made? I'm thinking something simple. I'm thinking a drop point hunter. What do you guys want to know? 'm gonna use this section of coil spring that I've got straightened out, but I need to know again, what do you guys want to see? Leave it in the comments so I know it's so I know what kind of knife to make out of this bar of steel. Five of you voted, so that means 5 of you interacted. What kind of knife do you want to see this steel? I'll let you know, if I pick, it's going to be a drop point hunter with a hidden tank. Excuse me. Because that's what's going to be easiest out of this round of steel. Man, we got a dead crowd today. Alright, sorry about that. I had to send out some invites, get some people talking. Again, what kind of knife are we making? Need to know in the comments. Okay, there we go. I like that. 2 beers, 007. Cheers, mate. Letter opener. That's a new one. I've not done a letter opener, but I don't mind doing one. It's going to be similar to a Fairburn Sykes, although much thinner. But the profile will be the same. I haven't done a letter opener. I've done one letter opener, but not forged. It was cut to shape, so stock removal. That's awesome. I like that idea. And with a letter opener, I can leave the handle integral, which would be really cool too. That's just about the right size. Yeah, that's just about the right size. I mean, that's comfortable to hold on to if I was splitting open a letter there. And this is just about the right length too, so I wouldn't have a whole lot of waste. I'm going to let that go for a few more minutes while I work on this piece. If I see a few more comments asking for something different, I may have to start another poll. But I like that, dude. And even if that isn't the consensus, I'm definitely going to do a video on that, because that's an interesting idea. I like it. I've got that cut right about there. Yeah, I really like that idea, dude. That sounds really nice. I like it. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw that round bar in there real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna throw the round bar in there real quick, and after I throw the round bar in there, I'm going to head into my shop. I'm going to go ahead and do the split that I need to do. Alright, smart ass. It doesn't exist. We can't open a portal to a place that doesn't exist. I had to set that in the oil real quick so it'll cool off enough for me to handle while I do that split. But yeah, I really like that letter opener idea. It's different, it's fun, it's interesting, and because it's a letter opener, it technically doesn't need to be heat treated. I have neither the steel nor the patience for the bovine varnish. Alright, that should be cooled down enough for me to grab. Yeah, okay. I've got to cut a slit in this piece that I've been having in the fire. I could chisel it and I wouldn't lose any material, but in order to do that, I'd have to have good chisels, and I don't have good chisels. And I don't have any good hot cuts either. I need to make one. I've been saying I'm going to for a long time, and I just never have. Alright. Should be good. Hey, Cass, how you been, man? Dude, I've been here, just not super active. 1 minute, it's about to get loud. How you been, Kaz? I know it's been a while. I'm really sorry I've not been as active as necessary, but... Shit, that was on. Alright. Alright, got the slick cut for this. I apologize if you didn't hear me, Kaz. Yeah, dude, it's been a long fucking time. I haven't seen you in any of my live streams in a hot minute. You're one of my moderators, man. You're supposed to be on me and telling me, hey, hurry up, you're supposed to be on today, and this, that, and the other. What the hell? Alright, let me get this set. Google AI. There we go. Just making it worse. That's better. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, it's been a while. That worked. Yeah, I made a drop point hunter. That's awesome, Cass. I made a drop point hunter, and I've got a knife I'm working on for Tabitha that I made out of the file. And I also have a canister planned, but I got to get some powder steel to do that with the torque wrench you gave me. So that the torque wrench, the body of the torque wrench will be the outer layer. I'll fill that with powdered steel as well as some other bits and pieces of steel. And then I will forge weld all that out. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be really cool. I just haven't had time to do it. Split this open. This would be so much easier in my coal forge, but I don't have any coal. Starting to open up the legs of this. Let your immature shit go to town there, because I know every one of you in my chat is immature. So there you go. I fed the fucking trolls. Broken drill bits and things like that are typically carbide. Make sure they are not a carbide bit, because those are not forgeable. try to hammer on a carbide bit, it'll just explode. Ask me how I know. Let's get started on this letter opener. Mark the point. Flatten the point. Yeah, carbide, fuck that shit. Taps, I don't know. Make sure they're not carbide, and I mean, I'll fucking try. But yeah, anything carbide, they'll just explode on impact. Cool for video, not cool for me. Had to refresh my drink. I gotta take these legs now and draw them to a taper. No, dude, I'm telling you, if it's a carbide material, carbide, whatever it is about carbide, when you put it in under any pressure, even annealed or softened. You can follow the strictest fucking procedures you want. They will explode under any kind of stress. That's why they're not forged to shape, even drill bits, because you can forge drill bits. High-speed steel drill bits are typically forged, as long as they're not carbide tipped. If there's any carbide in there at all, you go to swing a hammer on it, boom, you have an explosion on your hands, and it sucks. Really? You drama queen. So Cass, other than the farm life shit, how you been, man? Something else I've got in the works? Any kind of butcher knife is a chicken knife, really. Alright, let's get this thing down. Turn this into a letter opener. let that cool off a little bit. That Joker's hot right now, so I'm gonna let it cool down because I don't have gloves on. I just got these. So. Yeah, you tell your granddaughter that, dude. I'll let you two have that fight. I ain't getting involved. There goes chicken right across the road there. Yeah, I'm not having that argument. Thinking about doing a line of catfish, like rod holders that are kind of purpose built more for catfishing than a lot of the other rods I've seen for bank fishing, rod holders I've seen for bank fishing. A lot of the other rod holders I see for bank fishing keep your rod straight vertical. I don't really like that because, well, catfishing, it doesn't work. Having your rod vertical like that, they feel the tension and they let go before you can even do anything. You really want that rod at kind of a 45-degree angle. I'm thinking about doing a bunch of those up. Even if I don't sell them, hell, I'll use the hell out of them. So that could be interesting. I just got to figure out the way I want to position everything, and how to make them look cool too. So form follows function, but you know, it'd be nice to have them look good. that's going to be clean up. I got to go run to the truck because I left my nicotine in the truck. But I'll be right back. So if there's comments left and people are asking questions in the 2 minutes I'm gone, somebody answer. European or African? I don't think so. You're not going to get me that easily. Because they're made of wood. Hey, Mustard, man, you're back again. I'm sorry, I don't speak Russian. Please go to Google Translate. It is your friend. Or can somebody else Google Translate that shit for me? Thank you, Mustard. I'm not trying to be a dickhead to you, man. I don't speak Russian. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. I'm guessing Russian. I could be wrong, but it looks to be a Cyrillic language. I appreciate that, Scrap. Dad, whatever you want to be known as. Asshole Prime. Yes, I'm doing something new today. I'm doing a letter opener and I'm doing an ornamental piece. Something I've done the ornamental piece before, but not quite the way I'm doing it this time. So, trying to think of how to describe it, but I can't really put that into words. These two legs are going to come around and form a heart. I'm going to twist the center section and then forge a stake on the bottom. And I'm doing that because I love my wife and I want her to have a nice pretty garden stake. So yeah, that's it. But I have to let that piece cool down because just holding it as long as I did, it was burning my hand, so it's going to cool off. The other piece I'm making is a letter opener. One of the guys who voted in the poll said that's what he wanted to see, so that's what I'm making. So the letter opener, I've got the length on the blade section that I want. Now I'm going to the handle section, but I am going back to the blade section for one more heat. And the only reason I'm doing that is so that way I can set a step off for the for where the transition is. Oh, we hit a really cool milestone. I forgot to say this in the beginning. Hit a really cool milestone. Had 1,500 plus live viewers during the last live stream. I'm hoping we can beat that today, because I'm going to keep going. Until that's done, I'm going to keep going. If I don't finish the ornamental piece, that's fine. But that one, as soon as I heard letter opener, I was like, oh, okay, cool, something new. To those of you still watching, I'm sorry. You have put up with me far longer than anybody should. Yeah, it's right there. You see it? How you doing, dude? How's your clan boss team looking, man? You gonna be like Galadorn and start doing videos? Are you going to be like Galadorn and start doing videos on your raid team? Don't worry, I'll spell it out for you. Neither is mine. I have a face made for radio, and here I am. Well, I'm glad we agree on something. I'm going to turn that letter opener. I'm going to take the cylindrical section down to an octagon, and then I'm going to stick it in a vise and twist the shit out of it. So that way it has a twisted pattern, and that's going to be the handle. It's going to be just an integral metal handle. The blade of the letter opener is just going to be ground to shape from here. So it'll look really cool once it's done, and I'll post it on my Facebook because this is an interesting and one-off piece that I'm probably never going to do again. But it's interesting, and that's good enough for me. Consequently, that's how I've ended up in my position that I am in life. A lot of decisions were made because I thought something would be interesting, and it didn't pan out. If this doesn't pan out, oh well, I'm not mad about it. It'll be a learning experience, and I'll know not to do that shit again. Like buying glasses from Vinny. I don't know if you can see that. I've had these about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. I don't know what it is exactly. I've had them a little over 2 months, maybe at most. But 3 to 4 weeks is where I'm guessing because I don't remember exactly when they came in. And already this bottom lens is chipped. And yeah, I've got a pair that I bought locally that, I bought 2 years ago locally that are still kicking. They're just not the same prescription strength that I need now, so. Oh, I'll send you a picture of that. I haven't finished it entirely, but I tested it out yesterday, skinning it out and filleting out some catfish, and it did fucking beautifully. Bunch of damn forge scale building up. Yeah, this piece is going to be fun. I'm definitely going to sell it. I have no use for a letter opener, so it's definitely getting sold, but man, what an idea. I would have never, in a million years, I would have never thought to make a letter opener in the forge. It would have always been done in the shop, just cutting them to shape and go from there, because there's not really much to a letter opener, and I think it's a really cool idea to forge one. It's going to be a little on the big side because I'm just not going to forge it that damn small. There's so much that can go wrong when you forge something that thin and that small, between stress fractures, things of that nature. There's just way too much that can go wrong. Yeah, forging is not dirty. It's very clean work. Okay, I'm getting ready to do the twist, so I'm going not to dance. That'll never fucking happen. I'm getting ready to do the twist in this steel. I'm gonna take you guys over there. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and set it up to where you guys can see clearly what I am doing without destroying my phone or my phone holder. So we'll see what this does. Come on. Good dick. This is going to be really tricky because I'm trying to do all of this in a really odd positioning. But I have no clue if this is going to hold. Let's hope it holds at least long enough for you guys to see the twist. Woo! Spicy. So, I have you guys mounted to the side of my anvil. And yeah. I don't know how this is going to work because I've never tried this before. I'm really hoping this plays out for me because that's the vise you guys need to be able to see. That's where I'm getting ready to move to. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Just burn the ever-loving shit out of myself trying to set this up. And that should be worth a like. not the coolest pattern I've ever got on a twist, but it's not bad. I'm going to go in for one more twist, just because I don't like the way that's coming out. If it doesn't turn out, I may have to square it back up and twist it. I really don't want to do that, but just maybe what I have to do. I didn't know how the octagonal twist was going to go, but yeah. No, that happened earlier. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, that happened earlier. I got to smell burnt hot dog and air earlier. Yeah, just go back to when I lit the forge, dude. Yep, lighting the forge, I cooked almost all the hair off my right arm. I just gotta wait for this to come back up to heat again so that way I can do the last bit of the twist. I think it's gonna be a fairly interesting twist when it's done, but I'm not really satisfied with where it is now. There, I like it. Now we just got to straighten it up. I just need to straighten that up a little bit, maybe square off the end, and I think it'll look all right. Alright, there we go. Yes, sir. It is a very sunny day, but it's actually pretty mild as far as temperature goes. It's pretty mild. It's like maybe mid upper 70s right now, so that's fairly mild for Arkansas. So I'll take it. Get that out of the picture so YouTube can't bitch. don't know how clear that's going to come through, but I love the way that twist came out. That actually came out a lot better than I was expecting. So I'm going to square this section here out a little bit. I'm going to come up here to the top. I'm going to square that out, all out right there, and I'm going to remove this, probably about this much of this section out. That's going away to make it just right there. I may put just the slightest bit of a twist or curvature in the handle just to make it more comfortable in the hand. I don't know though. We'll see. That's the amount of forge scale I got just from brushing that off. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's not really much. But what you got to understand is this stuff is actually harder than the steel that's in the forge. It's so hard and brittle that you can just snap it and flake it off easily with your fingers. And that's just what ended up on the anvil. That's not what ended up on the anvil stand and on the ground. Go ahead and straighten this a little bit. Straighten and true everything up and it'll be ready to go to the grinder. It's got to lose a lot of weight if it's going to be a paper opener. I think it's going to be interesting. If nothing else, it'll be interesting, and that is like my go-to. If it can't be good, make it interesting. Hey, Muster, are you still here today, bud? I'm going to do the heat treatment on this. I don't know that it's necessary for a letter opener, but I'm going to do the heat treatment on this. And when it's finished, I'll put it up on my Facebook page. And I will. There's a link somewhere on my YouTube bio for the YouTube page. It'll probably be up. I'll probably post it in the next 2 or 3 days. I'm not going to make any promises. Depends on what my work schedule looks like. But I'm not trying to have it up in the next 2 or 3 days. But we're going to go ahead and heat treat this. I think that'll be interesting. I think all I got to do is turn, you guys. Can you see that? I don't know. Yeah, you should be able to see it. I don't know that a letter opener needs to be overwhelmingly hard or soft, but we're going to harden it anyways. All right. Now that I've got it oil cooled, let's see what it looks like. I've got a couple unfinished knives over here I was just looking at that I really need to attach handles to. If anybody wants a knife, let me know. Bowie style. Pretty cool. Which, in today's world, that's basically all you need to worry about. Does it look cool? Because nobody's really using their knives the way they're meant to be. But there we go. No significant warping. And once I grind this down, grind it to shape, it's going to look really good. So, yeah.
go ahead and cool this off the rest of the way in the water tank inside, because all that's left on the other end to be cooled off is just trash. I mean, she sold a bunch of treats at the market she went to. I mean, she sold half of what she took, which for her first time ever doing a market is really fucking good. My first time doing a fall festival type market, um, it was not nearly as good as what she did, but she's not happy because she didn't sell everything. I've got a couple guys at work who have said they want a couple bags, but you know how that goes. They want, but they don't want to pay. Alright, so now you can see, I think, a little bit better. You can see the twist on that handle. Maybe a little bit better. I don't know. But yeah. I think this is a really cool idea that 007 Beers or something like that came up with. I hope he's still around. I mean, I made his idea. I kind of hope he'd stick around for it. I wish. Do you have a Rainbow Goblin, or are you on Diablo 3 right now? Yeah, there's the, as far as forging goes, the finished bit. Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad. I'm glad you got one. Every time I play that game, I swear to God, I get nothing but fucking shit. So. I'm going to go ahead and cut the end off that I don't need. I'm going to get started on grinding, and I'll post some pictures later on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, go check out the Facebook page, because that's where I'm going to post the pictures of this when it's finished. And we'll go from there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.